Okay, so today I'm going to be changing out the rear struts on the tailgate of my 99 4Runner. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but just haven't. But I ordered a pair of struts off Amazon, and these nylon bushings I got at Lowe's. It's a relatively inexpensive replacement for these struts. Now, if you're wanting to go OEM, you're probably going to spend well over $100 to get new struts, but it's up to you. It's your choice. I'm going to go ahead and pop open the tailgate so you can kind of hear and see how slow the tailgate is at actually going up. So it doesn't really go up on its own. And it likes to make a good amount of noise whenever it is going up. Now, it does stay up on its own if I push it all the way up there. In the winter months, it seems to struggle a bit more, but it does hold, so that's not terrible. But the noise and the fact that I have to lift it all the way up myself is what is making me want to replace these. Okay, so here are the struts themselves. These are the OEM struts. So what we're going to have to do is take off these little C-clips on the end, right? And then there used to be little tiny bushings. I really don't think that you'll be able to see them all that well, or what remains of them. There used to be little bushings in there, and that is what we are going to replace with the nylon bushings from Lowe's. So those will go in between the little fork of the strut. But mainly we're just popping off those C-clips, taking the pin out, and then taking out the strut itself. And it's best to do it with two people to hold up the tailgate, but if you can get something to prop it up, you'll be just fine. Okay, so I've got all of the little C-clips off. They were not very difficult to get off. And I went ahead and took out the pin up here. And all I used for it, and what I'm probably going to use for all the other ones, is just a punch and a hammer. So I just held the punch up to the pin and then just lightly tapped it with the hammer, and it popped right out. Okay, so this is what I found was the best thing to do to take out these pins. So I just have something propping up the rear tailgate, so just a ladder with a paint bucket on it, and I popped out the upper pin, and then I pushed the tailgate down and pulled out the top of the strut, and that way the bottom pin was loose, didn't have any pressure on it, and I was able to just slide that pin right on out. So I'm about to do that with this side. It should be pretty easy, and then we will get ready to put in the new struts. Okay, so here is the new strut here with the blue label on it. This is the StrongArm 6815. Again, I'll have the link down in the description. And this is the older OEM strut. And what I've done here is I've cut down the, I believe it was an inch long, yes, an inch long spacer. I cut it in half, and this will fit quite snugly right in between this fork in the actual strut, and then we will have the pin go through the holes in the strut. So this will be the back side, so the pin will come through like this, and then we will put on our C-clip right on the end of it. So I've already finished up one side. I'll go ahead and show it to you. I actually dropped the washer down behind the taillight, so I took the taillight out so I could get that washer. But here is the bottom side, and this pin actually had to go in backwards in comparison to how I took it out, but it really didn't seem to be an issue. So there you go. There's no spacer on the bottom, just that washer. And then up top, this spacer is a little bit short. I hope maybe you guys can see it. But you've got this spacer the pin that goes through, just the same way as how I took it out, and the C-clip on the back side. So it is the spacer in there, or not the spacer, the little nylon bushing is a little small, but that's okay. It'll be good enough. So I'll go ahead and put in the second one, and then make sure we don't have any issues, and show you guys the finished product. Okay, so I went ahead and flipped this one around just so it was back to stock. So what I did to do that was I just grabbed I took the pin, took the C-clip off, the pin out, took the washer out, and I just twisted the end of this strut until it lined up so that the square end was on this side. And so with that, this whole side was done. And I have also completed this side over here, so you can see this is the proper way that it should be in, just like the other side. So the back head of the pin is facing outward, and then up here you can see we have the nylon plastic bushing in there, which was again just that little tiny piece of tubing cut in half, wedged in the fork of this strut, and then we put the pin through all the way through and reattached the C-clip, and so we were able to finish up this project. Now I'm going to go ahead and take down my little stand and just make sure that everything that I did works, and that it opens and closes as it. Okay, so you can see it's supporting itself, which is a good sign. If I would have taken away the ladder and it would have dropped down, I would have been rather angry. But it's supporting itself, there's no sagging. I'm going to go ahead and close it. So a lot more force is needed to close it down, but it closes just fine, and that's what the forums have said. You know, these are a little bit stronger. The 6815 StrongArms are a little bit stronger than the OEM ones, and especially if your OEM struts have been, you know, pretty worn out, you'll definitely tell a difference when you're pushing it down. And as far as going up, I guess you need to watch out because it could clip you in the chin, which probably would not enjoy. But that is definitely very nice, I would say, for sure. No noise whatsoever. You can hold it, I guess, on the way up if you'd like, but it comes up rather quickly. So I am very happy with those results. So we, again, all it was these two new struts, which I got off Amazon. I'll leave the link in the description. And then these little plastic nylon bushings, which I got from Lowe's. Again, those were like $1.30 some odd cents. And all we did was take off the C-clips on all of these pins, pop the pins out, got rid of any of the old plastic bushings that were in there. I had a little bit of remnants on a couple of the pins, and then cut down your plastic piece of tubing so that it fits in the forks of each of these. And then as far as the install went, I put the top part in and then rested the bottom part of the fork on this flange. Stuck the piece of plastic tubing, so your bushing, in the hole of the upper flange, and then fit the top part of the strut over it, and then just weaseled the pin in. And I basically did that with each one. Just the bottoms were slightly different from the top. It took me probably about an hour to an hour and a half to get it all done, maybe just a little bit longer. But it was definitely worth it for under $65 to not hear that squealing noise every single time I open and close my back hatch. You know, I think that was worth it for me, and to not hit my head on it anymore. So If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, or if you think somebody who needs to replace their rear tailgate struts, go ahead and show them this video. So thanks for watching.